Nerd Soul.
Lay ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down. Look, it's NERDSoul gaming, y'all. We good. We having a good time. Oh yeah, not by myself. We got I uh veteran gamer on the line. All right, this man has played from the mountaintops, if you will. He's been from the bottom, and now he's here. I give to you open mind.
Shout out to the FGC. Shout out to the gaming community, the anime community, the black community, the Nerd Soul family, everybody. Glad to be back on the show. Thanks for having me again, nerd.
Man, we chilling, we chilling. So let's go on and get into it real quick. We have been teased just now, just fresh, hot off the press. We've been teased on Twitter from Jesse Wright coming through. He said, hey, look, tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, he said, I got a new trailer on the way. All right. I can't wait to show you this one. You may not be ready. And if you don't know about Jesse Wright, he makes a game called, or he's making a game called Coreupt. It's a fighting game. Most recently, we got a trailer from a character called Gatling, and this close-up screenshot that we got from him looks incredible. You can see like the dimples on the skin, the little hair on
Right.
the eyebrows and stuff. Like he is putting in some major work right now. I got to give him props, man. Like Corrupt is looking shaping up to look good between this, the trailer, the comic book, and all that. Yo, homie is killing it.
Mhm.
Like I can't stress enough like how important this game is, and also how happy I am that it looks so good. You know, coming through with Unreal Engine 5 and stuff. It's man,
Mhm.
look, this game is looking fresh. So I just wanted to start off the show with some good news. Throw some flowers to a young brother out there just making a dope game. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And when we get it, oh, you best believe I'm gonna be up on that. I'm gonna be
Word
up on
up.
there. I'm gonna be hurting people's feelings, man. I'm gonna be coming. I'm gonna be coming to try to break it down. I'm gonna work as hard. I think the hardest I've ever worked on a game, as far as like fighting FGC game, not like a beat 'em up or maybe even a platform fighter like Bladed Fury or something like that. The hardest I probably worked on something is probably Strive. That might be the hardest. It's probably Strive. So I'm gonna give this game when it comes out my Strive level attention. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
Got you.
try to like
Yeah.
put in at least like 30 minutes to an hour a day. Now I know pros are gonna laugh at that. They'll be like, 30 minutes, huh? I do 30 hours a day. No, but
Right, right. They really do
but
do 30 hours a day on games, though, fam.
you
Like,
be
they
like,
really
man,
do.
when did this stream start? Like you, bruh, you
You still
you eating
streaming?
breakfast on the stream? Now you eating dinner on the stream?
Fam, I literally have worked 2 shifts on a job. Like, I'm telling you, like, I went to work, saw a guy streaming, came home, kicked it with the wife, the kids, ate, played a little Street Fighter 6, went to bed, got up, and when I woke up at 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock the next morning,
Wow.
the guy was still streaming. The guy in question. I can't remember the guy's name on
But
YouTube because I didn't look at the actual YouTube name. You know how something just come up on your timeline and you're
yeah,
just kind of looking at it, but you're not really
it
looking
just
at the
showed that they
person.
still live.
It just shows they still like, and I don't follow this person. It's just a random person that was just streaming.
Hmm.
So, and since I didn't refresh my YouTube timeline, I just left it like sitting there, and I didn't do it on purpose. I was doing something else, and then I never went back to my phone. I never refreshed my screen. Went to bed, woke up the next day to refresh my screen, and what's still sitting there? The guy who was live from yesterday or the day
Wow.
before that while I worked a whole shift at my job.
Bruh.
And
Man,
I
look.
have to assume if you add up the job shift, me coming home, going to bed, going to sleep, and waking up, dude was probably streaming for a good 16 hours stretch. He
Bruh.
was live for 16 hours. He had to have been. And that's just throwing a number up because I ain't add the actual time. I just know when I observed the guy streaming, I was 2 hours into my work shift. 2 hours into my work shift, I was like taking a break and messing around on YouTube, and I saw somebody streaming. Like I said, never. And that's right. I got distracted at work. That's exactly what happened. I got distracted. I never went back to my phone to refresh it. I got home from work, still never refreshed my screen because like when I got home from work, I wasn't even on my phone. My phone was just like not in my face. Like it just came home and like my phone wasn't a part of my like that day. I feel like I said it wasn't recent, but I just remember that. And I was like, I think I tweeted about it too. I remember tweeting something to the effect of I could never dedicate 15 to 13 hours of my day to a game or something. I said something to that effect, and I think, and that's why I said that. That's why I tweeted that. I tweeted that because I just saw that like somebody was streaming for 15 hours or a lot of hours. They
Well, you
streamed
know
for a
what?
while.
Look, all y'all. This is the same energy I want y'all to have for Corrupt when it comes out. I want y'all streaming. You know what I'm saying? Corrupt for
Right.
15, 16 hours. Get out
In
there,
fact,
do some cool stuff. There's people that got swords and stuff and cool guns. So you know what I'm
yeah,
saying. We want the same energy for that. Because it's all about getting out there, having fun, meeting people. You know what I'm saying, having a good time. Uh, but speaking of having a good time, I want to throw it to you because you have brought in a little bit of FGC wisdom about having fun lately. You know what I'm saying? You've been talking about having
yeah.
fun, with Street Fighter 6 and past experiences.
Mhm.
Let us in on what you mean by you're just having fun.
What I mean by I'm just having fun is that I don't have any particular goal that I'm trying to reach on Street Fighter. I'm not trying to become a god or be the best in the world or be a master rank or high rank, super high rank, get 100,000 LP points. Look at me, I'm a high ranking person. Like I'm not. It's not. I don't strive. I'm not striving to do that anymore. And I'll go. I'll use like my DNF duel progress for example. Like, I played that game a lot. I grinded it, and I accomplished a lot. Like I'm proud of the accomplishment as far as the time I put in there. But then I look back on the actual experience being at the top. It was very toxic. It wasn't an enjoyable experience. Like most, you either got people that want to replace you, where everybody want to fight you to prove that they can beat you, and all of the fights are toxic. They're not fun. Right? As you increase in rank, this is what people don't get. I can rise to God level on any fighting game. When I say God level, I'm talking about fighting to the level of the pros who just won these Kumites and Red
Yeah.
Bulls, and right. Like I've already done it. I did it on DNF Duel. I did it on other games. So since Street Fighter 6 is a new game, I've decided not to do that, not to approach it with that energy. I
Okay.
am just having fun, and as the ranks rank me up or down or whatever. My intention isn't to be the best, to prove that I'm better than this guy, better than that guy. I just want to make some dope clips. I'm not clipping every fight, right? I'm not just every. Some fights are ugly, like I won, but it's like it wasn't. I didn't do anything flashy. I just did enough to win. So I'm really not proud of how I look. So it's not. It's not. In other words, it wasn't clip worthy. But what I'm doing is I'm fishing for some dope flashy moments. I'm trying to be flashy. I'm
You
trying
want
to
to
be
have that that top 10
yeah
highlight reel. You want
yeah
that ESPN. You
and
know
I'm
what?
only
You
and
know
I'm
what? I'll keep that silent. Never mind. I'll let that go.
yeah
Go
but
ahead.
I'm only doing it for content creator purposes, like dope content with some hip hop on it. Anybody that I beat that I clip, I'm not trolling them. It's not if they happen to because I'm not tagging nobody either, unless it's a
Hmm.
pro. If it's a pro player, I'll tag them, and if I put the clip out just out of respect, but not out of like toxicity. But any random person, if I'm
You can be
clipping
like,
something,
man, look,
I'm not looking for them. Yeah, I'm not looking for you on social media to try to say, "Hey, this you? Look at this L you took. Hold this L." Like I'm not on that. The reason I'm not on that is because that never stops. Right? It drags out for weeks and months and months and weeks and months. One L, one fight that we had, whatever, right? And the whole thing took place on the video game. It didn't take place in real life. None of us
yeah.
felt these punches and kicks in real life, right? We
And
both
I mean,
pressed
it's
buttons.
similar to who did you fight? Was it
Sonic Boom.
Was it Mads? Was it Milo Mads? Where you were like, "Hey man, this was a crazy
All right,
set.
so
Thanks so much for your time," or something like that. Like, you don't, we can spar with one another without having to be like,
oh
haha,
yeah, yeah, that was
look,
Milo. Yeah, that was
I
Milo.
Hadoukened you two
But
times. You know,
but yeah, but he was cool about it, but not everybody is. Like the majority of
yeah,
people are not cool about it. Like they want to, if they can't replace you, right? If they can't rise to your level, then they'll just try their best to beat you and clip themselves beating you and create a toxic experience with you forever.
yeah.
And that's
I get you. I
that's
get you.
and that's what I'm saying. If that's where you are, you can be the most positive person like me. Like I'm like I preach positivity because of mental health reasons. Like people don't understand. It is very stressful to fight at God rank level. Just because I'm capable of fighting at super high level, high level, high level, don't mean I want to all the time. Because coming away from that fight, you are mentally exhausted, right? People don't talk about the mental uh, strain it is on you when you actually fight someone at such a high level and your adrenaline's pumping and your
Hmm.
blood flowing. I'm saying even if you win, right? It's not about that you lost, so you came away stressed out. People don't understand like losing doesn't isn't the only cause of stress in a play in a video game. Losing or taking an L isn't the only thing that will stress you out. You can be winning and you're
Yeah,
still
because
irritated.
you have to stay so focused.
That's
It's
what people
similar to
don't
like
get.
a if say if you don't play video games at all, it's similar to say if you have a high stress or very demanding desk job. Now,
Right, right,
normally
right,
you'd be like, "Hey, I don't work with my hands. Why am I so tired?" Well, you're so
right.
tired because your mind has been running nonstop all day. Like so, even though you haven't physically done nothing, you've been so focused mentally all day, and you've been thinking about this, thinking about that, trying to remember this, message that, blah blah blah, fix this, fix that, and planning for this and thinking ahead to the next quarter and blah blah blah. That you're not physically tired, but you're still sleepy, and you're like, "Why am I tired? What?" Well, you've been staring at this screen for 8 to 10 hours. You've been in all of these meetings. You've been taking responsibility for this, that, and the third. You've had to meet these deadlines. So it's exhausting mentally. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where even though it's on the game and you're like, oh well, I'm not like, fighting someone, hand to hand, it can still be just a heightened level of focus that you need to kind of decompress from. And it's one of those things where I don't I hmm, I'd say it's one of those things where you really need to make sure that you take that time. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, at least for yourself. I guess maybe temporarily or periodically, whatever you want to say, you have to take that time to say, "Hey, look, let me get out the game for a little bit. Let me get off the game." And I know there's always that pressure that you have to kind of stay on the top, but for these guys, like I mean, like look at my boy Nightmare. You know what I'm saying? Or look at someone like Snake Eyes, or I don't know, Tokido. We'll talk about him later. I'm sure Punk or whatever. They probably need time, to like a day or two to be like, all right, well, I don't want to touch the game. I don't want to be in a stressful situation. I just want to like maybe like relax, drink a lemonade, put my feet up. You know what I'm saying? Just chill for 2 seconds, so I don't have to be so locked in and so focused on trying to look for every hit confirm or try to hit the drive rush at the perfect timing or try to make sure that my perfect parry is perfect or whatever that issue is. Just trying to stay at that heightened level, you have to bring, just for your brain, just for your you know well-being, you have to kind of like bring that down every now and then. So like, yeah, open mind makes a very, very good point there, that you do need that time to just relax a little bit and kind of, self-care. We love self-care. Like pro gamers, y'all need to self-care, and not just FGC. You know what I'm saying? Look, self-care, all y'all. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all, get out there. Get a manicure, get a pedicure. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get out there. Y'all have a spa day. Put that, the mud on your face or whatever. Go and do that.
Yeah, like if you really just everybody can Google this, like how mental health looks like. I remember playing the NF duel at a high level, and I remember what it took to stay there and get there. Right, you got to always play
Hmm.
sweaty and try hard all the time. You got to try hard to get there, right?
Yeah.
And when you get there, you got to try hard to stay there.
Yeah, which is
So,
which is funny because we always make fun of tryhards, but it's like, should you
but that's
not
what you
try
really got to
hard?
be. No, no, no. Like when we say try hard, let me put some definition to that because everybody has their different definition for try hard. If I'm being condescending and I'm calling a person a try hard, what I'm referring to is the person attempting the most complicated combo in the game instead of just doing the basic
Instead
things.
of just winning,
Right. It, like
they
in
trying to
other
they
words,
trying to do the and one, and they can't
they
do
want to
regular
do
dribbling
the
drills.
150 hit combo just so that they can say they did it and they end up losing. Right. When I say try hard, it's about the decisions that you make in the fight. So of course everybody has their own definition. I know that. When I say people are being a try hard, I'm not telling you not to try. What I'm saying is you don't have to do the most a lot in the fight. Sometimes the guys do the most and still lose. When you
Yeah,
can just do what you need to do to win. And it's like, yeah, but I just want to do that. I want to do that basic combo. I want to do that. Like for me, that's how I was at my highest level. Like I would be up there at the high levels, but I would be fighting relaxed and calm, doing the most basic stuff because I refuse to give this video game that much of my brain. Where this my opponent is mashing every button, frantically mashing, probably got veins popping out of their wrist when they press buttons. Well, I'm just hitting here, pressing the button calmly and coolly. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not exerting a lot of energy because if I do, I probably end up losing. Probably should fight calmly, but it's
yeah,
still a stressful fight because the opponent that I'm fighting is repeating the same sequence, doing the same stuff, or doing something to just be annoying, and that's because we're at a high level. Whereas the guys who are at mid tier or bottom tier, they play. It's not so much as that they don't know how to play because I fought like me playing with Kimberly. If y'all can see Kimberly in the background, of course. Me playing with Kimberly and Guile and Zangief and just playing Street Fighter 6 period. I've learned that this thing still goes that rank doesn't matter
mm,
because some people don't spend their time in rank. They spend their time in casual. So they spend their time in the battle hub on those battle cabinets fighting people.
yeah. Or they
They're
might
not.
have their own. They make their own
Yeah,
private room with their
make their
friends,
own
and
private
then
room with their friends. But what I'm saying is the low ranked air quote low ranked player doesn't necessarily mean that they don't know they don't have any knowledge, they don't know what to do, they don't know how to play, they are scrub. Nah. A lot of guys don't a lot of guys agree with what I'm about to say here shortly. We're about to end here and pass the mic to you. A lot of those guys whose rank is visually low, like you can see a silver or bronze or gold or platinum or just anything other than diamond and master.
yeah,
Those guys don't want to play in ranked because of the stress that ranks gives. Not because that they don't have the ability to make it to diamond. Not that because they could never achieve diamond or master. It's too the way the game gives you points. You can pretty much get the master. What I'm doing is like I'll go on losing streaks on purpose. Like for me, Street Fighter 6 is easy. I'm finding Street Fighter 6 to be easy. I'm not having any difficulty understanding. I'm locked in. I've grasped the concept, which is what I do on every fighting game I do. Once I understand how the game, what it feels like and what you're supposed to do and not to do, like all I gotta learn now is everybody's setups. But the actual game itself, the mechanics, master the mechanics, and you can master your character. Doesn't matter who you playing with. But I'm saying to say these guys who are low in rank which is why rank don't matter, is because of how stressful it is and how mentally draining it is to play at such a high level constantly. Just yes, I'm able to play at a high level. I'm capable of playing at a high level. I don't always want to. Just because you, my opponent, want to, don't mean I want to, and I don't have to, nor should I be forced to, just because you want to challenge me, right? Because most people that challenge you are going to challenge you with on some try hard energy. It all depends on your mood. If you feeling like trying hard today, then take some of them fight. But people who challenge people on some toxic stuff on these fighting games, even if they win, their intention is to be toxic. Because a lot of times I don't go around challenging people. I don't care to go to the battle hub, tap people on the shoulder and say, hey, let's fight. I don't care. I would walk around the battle hub and play those old school games all day and jump in some avatar battles and let people challenge me. But other than that, I'm not bothering people in the battle hub. I'll just go in the rank queue and let somebody give me a fight. Whereas other people want to prove that they can beat you, and it's like, okay, y'all do what y'all want to do. For me, I'm having fun because it's fun to just have a fun battle, win or lose. We both doing the wackiest stuff. Neither one of us is taking it seriously. Neither one of us has toxic energy towards each other. I don't hate you. You don't hate me. We're both playing a video game, and when we're done, the winner or the loser, we go away not having any negative ill intentions towards each other at all. That is my approach for Mortal Kombat, which is also a toxic game. I'm expecting toxicity for Mortal Kombat 1.
Never lied on that.
Because that's NetherRealm. But that don't mean I gotta participate. Tekken as well. Namco is a very toxic community. Just because it's 3D fighting doesn't mean they don't act toxic. Like them toxic people, them trolls, them teabaggers, them everybody who it is their intent to come online and be a jackass. Fine. I ain't gonna be like participating in it is what I'm saying. Because that's not fun. It's not fun. It's miserable. The people who participate in it, who are the culprits of it, may say it's fun for me. It's really not. You lying to yourself. You're miserable. Because you either a miserable person or you're a sociopath. Because none of that is okay. If you are unprovoked, right? You unprovoked coming online to be a toxic jackass. Unprovoked, right? And then somebody who's able to get through to you to hold you accountable and say, yo man, why do you do that? Why do you teabag? Why do you blah blah blah? It's fun for me. Ha ha ha. I get a kick out of making people mad. So if that's your response to people who ask you that question and you say, hey, this is fun for me, you can say that out your mouth, but that's not the truth. Because that's not even logical, normal think. That's not normal behavior. That's not good. People whose mental health is on par don't act or behave that way. Like people whose mental health is at peace and don't really wish negative on each other. Anybody that's participating in toxicity has mental health issues. All this is a mental health thing. So we're going to come on this game. We're supposed to be having fun. We're not supposed to be projecting our negativity and misery. People do it anyway, of course. Nobody's going to listen to what I'm saying and stop their behavior. I'm just saying I'm not participating. That's what I
mean. Okay. All right. I feel you. Now, I say to cap this off, I was talking about the self-care stuff because it is, since this is a more of a one-on-one head-to-head competition kind of environment, it can easily tip into that, negative space. Just
it leads more
take your time.
All the time.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a negative thing. You don't have, just like, when I used to ball all the time, playing one-on-one could easily turn into a fight on the court. Easily.
Oh yeah. Because it's a competitive game that y'all playing.
Whether I was playing at my school, at the park, right, or even at some combine that you paid, or no, let's keep it real. We were kids. Our parents paid for us to go to. That one-on-one could easily turn into a fight. Guys, just remember, keep your heads cool, keep your mental health great, you know, everything ain't got to be negative. You can have a good time, fight. If somebody, comes to you with negativity, do what you do in the game. Parry that thing. Just parry it out
And
of there.
listen, all I do
Parry that bad boy right out of there.
if you play around with the menus on Street Fighter 6, you'll understand that you have more control than you realize. Like you don't people that complain about getting the same fights over and over again, which even I still do from time to time, but I've figured out a way to remedy that. Capcom Fighter Network has a block button. You can go on there and block people who you see like if you in the ranks queue and you done saw this particular CFN name multiple times. After the fight is over, you can go to the view opponent's profile thing and go to block opponent. That way, the server won't match you to that opponent again. Because here's what I'll do. When I figured out that I could do that, because I tested it to see if it worked. I blocked one person to see if that worked, and I never saw them again for like 3 days. But I could still go to their profile and see that they're online. They're online in rank, but their rank is not matching me to that person because I have them blocked. I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna start blocking people. So, of course, your block list will fill up, but I'm blocking people who have 1 bar connection. I don't care if you got a Wi-Fi or a hardwire. If I see 1 red bar connection after this fight, I'm going to that thing to block you. So we can win or lose. I don't care who wins. I don't care about the outcome. I need to get to that rematch screen so I can even block you. I'm not disconnecting the fight because I can't find you. I need to let this fight finish so I can go to that menu and see your profile and block you. So I'll never see you again. So anybody that's trolling me, teabagging me, or being real toxic during the fight, we'll let the fight finish. Won't be no rematch. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna inbox. There will be nothing, no words exchanged. It will be silent. You will be silently blocked. You will never see me again. That will be our first and last fight. And you have that power on Street Fighter 6. We'll see what happens with Mortal Kombat and Tekken 8. But you have that power on Street Fighter 6 to just not see a person anyway. Same goes for the Battle Hub. Somebody in the Battle Hub in the chat room trolling you, talking crazy to you in the chat where everybody can read it in the Battle Hub. You can easily just go to that person's profile, block them. Anything they say in the chat will no longer pop up on your screen. They'll still be in the Battle Hub. You'll still be in the Battle Hub, but y'all will be invisible to each other. So whatever they're saying, you won't see the words. And they won't see your words either because y'all have each other blocked. So their options are there to not participate in toxicity. The people who participate in toxicity choose to on Street Fighter 6 because you actually have ways to blocking people and stopping people from harassing you. From like if somebody call you out your name in the Battle Hub chat, you can just quietly go block that person, and anything they say after that won't come up on your screen. You will not see none of their words. So if somebody is bullying or harassing you, if somebody is rage quitting on you or teabagging you, if somebody is being toxic to you and whatever toxic looks like for you on Street Fighter 6, you can block them and you won't have to participate. So if you're participating and you're going back and forth, it's because you want to. And that's fine if that's what they want to do. I'm choosing not to. And that's going forward for any games because I feel like it affects your mental health. You carry that stuff with you when you turn the game on.
Yeah, you carry it to your job or with your friends.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like worth it. All this or a video game. No, bro. Like, and that's why I say like, that's one of the reasons why I say I'm not gonna give the games that much of my brain power like I did DNF to. I'm not giving it that much of my effort. The reason is because why? Why? It's a rhetorical question that I'm asking the FGC in the gaming universe. Why? Right? Why? Why? Because I want to be the best. Why? Because once the new version of that game come out, okay, now you're not the best anymore because the new game's out. So now you got to start all over. Yeah, but I was the best at that game, so now your speech changes. I was, W-A-S, was the best at that game that we used to play that we don't play no more. See what I'm saying?
What happens is you get those complaints about the patch because before the patch, you had like this particular exploit that worked very great for your character.
And now you don't have it no more.
And now you don't have it.
Now you try.
So
So if
now
so
you
you're only
instead of
gonna be the
being
best.
like, you know what, let me adapt, let me switch things up, let me see what I can do. It's like I'm just gonna hate the devs forever and
Because
talk about, the
I can't
game that I
exploit
used
this
to
gimmick
have.
no more. And at the end of the day, before a patch comes, there's a stretch of time that you get to be this whatever godlike individual. The patch then comes. The game is still popular, but now you don't play it anymore because now you can't do the thing you was doing with that character anymore. So
Yeah.
now you on to his other
So
game. Man, that
did
game
you
trash.
really like the game, or did
Or
you
did you
just
like being
like,
toxic?
thank you? But you
So
know what?
then,
We gonna
right,
let y'all think on that, because we got
right,
some other issues to talk about. I want to talk
right.
about your boy, either Jabhim or Jabim
Oh yeah, I'm so
versus
glad because we
Tokido.
gotta show love. We gotta show love to the
Now,
motherland, man. Go ahead.
first thing, before I get started with this, I want to go give a shout out to the diaspora and go back to the motherland real quick. South Africa, much love to y'all. Much love to y'all, Representative Jabim or Jabhim, because people been going back and forth. That's not how you pronounce it. But anyway, Jabim took on Tokido in the Red Bull Gaming event in South Africa. He held it down with Miss Chun Li and beat Ken, that was piloted by Tokido. It was a crazy match. The match is like almost 20 minutes long, which goes back to our statement about like the sweatiness and the high. These guys' minds were like super locked in and super focused and super. It's stressful. It's 20 minutes of like trying to make sure you do everything perfect. But I gotta give love to the brother, you know what I'm saying, from across the sea. You know what I'm saying? Give love to Jabin for winning this match, for holding it down on a character that I've never ever been able to play and could not really understand. But,
You know what?
but
I want to give him love for a different reason.
all right, go ahead.
I want to give Jabim love because I feel like I'm him, but on Street Fighter 6 on the NFL. I feel like this. He's somebody nobody knows about. Don't nobody ever heard of him up
Hmm.
until the fact that he was just sitting there fighting Tokido. Like, who's this guy? Oh,
Yep.
everybody was like, yeah, Tokido finna destroy this guy and blah blah blah. Takedo gets destroyed. Well, I wouldn't say he gets destroyed because they were pretty much even. I watched the
Yeah,
fight.
yeah. I think he
Yeah,
beat him by a match or two. It
uh,
wasn't like, it's not like he
it was
got
down to the wire.
slaughtered.
It was down to the wire. Takedo pretty much. Takedo didn't get railroaded, right? It was down to the last hit, and Jabin got the last hit, right? So
Hmm.
I say that to say this: I've done what Jabin has done, not to Takedo, but to other pro players. I've never fought Takedo, and what happened? The response that I got
Oh,
is
I
the
know where you're
same.
going. I was going to touch on this, so I'm glad you said it. Go
The
on, go on.
response that I got is the
Mm-hmm.
same response he's getting right
Uh huh.
now. They're
That's right.
dismissing him. They're like, "Who is this guy? He got lucky.
Yep.
Takedo was playing like trash. Oh, he just switched to Ken 2 weeks ago." It's like they're downplaying the fact that he just beat a pro player who's air quote, air quote, air quote, the god of Street Fighter. Him and
No.
Daigo. Okay, so
The
listen. So
man,
listen.
the man broke out two perfects on Taquito in the same
Perfected
match.
him twice. Hold on, dig this though. Jabim ain't no young man, little kid, young man. Jabim is in his high 30s, high 30s, high 30s.
About to be 40,
About to be 4-0. Understand me? Because I'm
Uncle
4-0.
status.
That's
See,
what
I'm
we, that's
40.
what, so now let's go back to DNF Duel one more time and we can leave it alone. To why I got so much hate. Listen, young folk.
Listen, little
We
young Thundercats.
listen. We've been playing video games, let alone fighting games, longer than a lot of y'all been born, bro. Y'all came into the game when we already had legacy skill. So maybe your little fingers are faster with dexterity than our old man fingers. Okay, you want to call us old men? Crack your jokes, but Takedo is not a young man. Takedo is 40. Daigo is 40. Jabin is 38, 39, something like that. 37, something like that. Right? The people who represent the highest of high, the best players, are the people who are of age. It's not that I'm doing the ages and things. It's just that life experiences and just gaming experiences, you put that into the character that you playing, you're gonna approach the fight different. So you young and you can do the 150 hit combo. Okay, I slow clap for you. I'm talking about the Bolo slow clap. The bad guy Bolo. Bolo was always the bad guy in the scene who see people fighting and then he walk in the room with his slow clap, disrespectful slow clap, like, oh, good job, and then he hit you one time and knock you out. Because it don't take 150 hits to kill somebody. If I can hit you 3 good times and take away your health bar, I won. Because that's how I think, right? It's not about the ability to do the combo. It's not about the ability to do the high degree of difficulty combo. It's about getting the dub. That's what it's about. Getting the dub. However that takes, whatever you need to do. If you got to loop slam somebody, or if you got to slam them twice, punch them again, and then start slamming them twice again, and just keep looping it back. Whatever you need to do to get into your opponent's head to beat them, that is how we play. Now, we play dirty.
Now, with what you said, I'm gonna break this down to these young whippersnappers. When I was playing basketball, at the time I was playing this midnight league I was playing, and we were undefeated at the time. And I was 16, I think. So my team was undefeated. And my coach said, "You think y'all are so great? I'll bring my friends in here and beat y'all." My coach, all right? Now we all like, "Coach, you owe, ha ha ha, you owe, y'all can't even get up the court."
Right.
He brought his friends in next practice. Mm-hmm. They whooped us good. Look,
old men.
Them old man,
and they ain't exert too much
They
energy.
got them old man skills. Now, they couldn't outrun us.
They couldn't outrun you.
Like Shaq would do back in the day, when he just lean on you, bruh. That joint gets tiring. They sneaking in them elbows. They sneaking in them elbows. They pull your jersey real quick. Them old school tricks. Look, man, they whooped us good, and they
outplayed you. Is what they did. It's not that they were more athletic. It's not that they like y'all got all of the youth on your side, but they didn't. But they used their mind. So
unfortunately, with that youth, the arrogance as well.
Mm-hmm. I can use it to trip you up. A lot of my opponents are arrogant. Most of my opponents that fight me in ranked mode are the most arrogant, cockiest players, right? And
I'll go to the matches and they teabagging. The match just started. I'm like, that. I haven't hit you. You haven't hit me. You already teabagging.
Look at the fight in the background. Y'all see it? My opponents are arrogant. I'm not. I am very humble when I fight, right? I'm not trolling nobody, right? And a lot now, Kimberly got this move where you got to press down to do her bomb. That looks like a teabag, but I'm not teabag. I'm just trying to do her bomb. And sometimes I'll hesitate and make it look like I'm doing a bomb because I want you to jump so I can anti-air you. A lot of the things I do, this is old man tricks. I'm just trying to make you react so I can punish you. It don't work all the time, right? But that's the game plan. The game plan is I'm fighting you, but I'm not trying to do the flashy combo. I practice the flashy combo just so I can learn how to play with the character. But I'm not finna do that in a real fight because it's not necessary. I'm not finna burn off all that meter just so I can prove that I can burn off all that meter. I be seeing dudes posting their clips and they just burn off meter and be in burnout mode, and the opponent still got almost a half a health bar left. It's like, dude, you gotta run from this person now to regain consciousness because you just did that whole combo and blew your whole load on them. Well, you connected it, but now you burnt out and now you gotta run now. That's, to me, look, Tokido was doing that a lot. That's why Tokido lost. Tokido kept emptying his whole clip on dude, underestimating the opponent. And dude kept saving his meter and he kept finishing Tokido with his super. Tokido was doing supers while Jabhim was finishing Tokido with his supers. Mm-hmm. That's the point we make it. The point is, you could do your super at any point you want to in the match if you feel like. But the best moment to do it is to finish him off. Because if you finish off your opponent and you emptied your clip, you ain't got to worry about them getting up no more. Some people just want the life lead. Well, if I do it, I got the life lead. Yeah, you got the life lead, but you ain't won the match.
Yeah,
So
and
you got the
sometimes,
life lead. They still alive. What are you
yeah,
talking about?
sometimes the life lead is a mental game you can play, but when you get to this level, when you get, I'm pretty sure when you get, and I don't know the ranks in Street Fighter, but let's say after you get probably past like gold or whatever they have, after you get like past the third rank, life lead doesn't really mean what you
Doesn't
think it means.
matter. Like as long as I'm still standing, bro, I'm dangerous. Like
Yeah,
period. Like period. You see my fight. Look at the clip. The clip
yo,
is in the background. Listen, I have finished in multiple games. By the way, right? Street Fighter 6 is still new. What I'm
hmm
speaking on is past stuff. I have too many clips of me being a walking Lazarus zombie in the fight. My opponent got a full health bar. I am a zombie. I have a 0 health bar. They can blow air on me and I'm gone. And I'm Ultra Instinct through the whole fight. Can't touch me. I'm talking about you ain't getting no chip damage. You ain't getting no touching me. Like I am dodging, jumping, moving, and you can't land a hit on me for some reason. You done empty my whole health bar. You done landed all your little special little combos, your little infinite combos. You landed all that stuff on me, but yet it didn't kill. And I
yep,
got
you out
up
there
and I
dip
was able to
diving,
escape you.
ducking and dodging.
Right. And I was able to escape you. I was able to get free and regroup. Right. And now, and not really that you're chasing me because I'm really don't run too much. I escape, but I'll come back and close that distance. I will escape and get out of trouble. I ain't gonna say I don't get away, but I'm not gonna run the whole fight. I will come back to you and fight you up close. Trust me, I'm not a person who running because I'm blinking red. Like I'm coming at you, but I will back up a little bit because I need to kind of regroup my mind sometimes. Sometimes I need to just get my mind together. It's not about running because I'm scared to lose. Sometimes I just need to just
Just
get it
got to
together for
reset.
like 5 seconds, right? And people sometimes they don't give you that time. They want to rush you down. So I'll do what I need to do to get them off me so I can regroup. And now that I got my rhythm back, I got my rhythm back, and now all of a sudden I won, and I ain't got no life. So to do the combo just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. I
Yeah,
see a lot of guys clipping clips that it looks good, but when I watch your fight in that moment, I disagree with the combo. Does that make sense?
I feel you.
You did like I
Like it
saw
might
your
not have been the best time just in
right,
case, because if you ever,
right,
if you whiffed that joint, you would have been in some trouble.
right. So I say this, and this isn't a person I'm talking to directly. So anybody that listens to me say, "Oh my, hey, no." I'm speaking in whole general here. This is everybody that put out clips, whatever game you playing, anime, fight, 3D, whatever you doing. I watch a lot of y'all joints, right? I don't comment or click like sometimes. I just be watching, right? And I'll be like, why did you do that? But then the person in question will try to highlight that point in the fight and say, look at this combo I just pulled off. And but the opponent will then come back and beat them, right? And I'll be thinking, but you lost because you did that combo though. You lost because you did that combo that you're trying to get us to look at. That the fact that you so it's like, and I won't comment that. I'll just be thinking that. And so and I've seen it so much across so many games. I just be thinking like a lot of these guys have the ability to do combos, but they don't know how to play the fighting game. If that makes sense. Like you got where a lot of guys struggle to get in the NBA. Like, yo, man, I've been playing ball forever. I can play street ball. I can do this. I can do that. But you have no fundamentals, right? You don't know where you're supposed to be on the court, right? You don't
Yeah.
know how to box somebody out. Like, you don't know how to set a pick.
Like even
You don't,
even
you
I'll
see what
say
I'm
even
saying?
with me, somebody was talking to someone asked me I think my wife's brother, my brother-in-law asked me. He was like, "Oh man, you think you could have gone pro?" Talking about basketball because
Right,
I used to play year round. And I was
right,
like, because since I'm self-aware enough and honest enough, I was like, "Nah, I think I could have sat on somebody. I think I could have sat on a D2 bench." I was like,
right,
one once you get good enough where you're like killing it in your county or your city, once you
mm-hmm,
start going to them statewide camps, them region camps, you start
right.
really realizing, yeah, I'm not as fast as I thought I was.
Yeah,
Also,
them people
basketball is a
got.
tall man's game. I ain't
Yeah,
tall. So
you see how? Yeah, you see how many privileged people have access to things you didn't have access to that allowed them to be as athletic as they are. That is the
mhm.
actual truth. It's not about ability. It's about access. Because any person don't have to have athletic genes. You just need access to certain things. If you have access, you can be anything you want to be in the world. Really. It's a lot of us, poor, rich, middle class, whatever. We are where we are in life because of the access to things we had or didn't have access to. That's
Yeah.
what this is about. So I wouldn't beat a person down or tell a person to beat themselves down who played a sport most of their child life, most of their teenage life, but didn't grow up to play that sport professionally because they felt intimidated when they got accepted to those major events, but didn't feel like they measured up. Whatever it is, all it is this: it's not about realizing that you don't measure up. It's just a realization that okay, this is where I came from. This is all that I know.
Okay.
It's not about my lack of ability. It's just that I grew up in this area and I excelled in this environment that I was in. Had that person been put in that environment, they probably would have excelled in that environment and made it to that major. But a lot of people are pulled from certain environments and then they put in this environment and they can't survive. It's not the athleticism that they can't survive, it's the socialism.
Because I will say this, I would easily say I would have been a better winger. Like say for instance, I know off top I would be a better guard if I was able to play those kids that I played every summer all year long. Like if I was with those regional groupings, like instead of just playing in my city in Richmond, Virginia, if I was playing with the best kids from Maryland, DC, North Carolina, Virginia all year long, I would have easily been better. Because
and now
like,
we can tie that to
you're
gaming.
always with this heightened level instead of just like, okay, cool, we had this great month in the summer, but now I'm going back to play in my city and the competition level is XYZ.
And we can tie this whole thing back to gaming. Like a lot of guys are good at the game that they play amongst the little people they play with. Then they come online and get their butts kicked. Because it's like wait a minute, I'm a beast. Like my cousins can't beat me, my friends up the street can't beat me. I'm at everybody. But as soon as they get online, they can't get a win to say they like, and they don't understand why
brother
they not
can't
winning.
beat me.
Yeah. So it's the same thing. It's like it's not that the said person is a trash player. Obviously, they're good enough to beat up on all their cousins and their family members that play. It's just that they haven't been put in a situation where they had to utilize or change or adapt or do something different to succeed. Mm-hmm. If the people that's coming at me are coming at me from this angle, and I can predict the angle you're coming from, well, I'm gonna do that. If you never do anything different but that one thing, then I'm gonna be a master at stopping that one thing. If you never challenge me in any other way but that one thing, then I'm gonna eventually not only beat you, I'm gonna be a master at beating that one thing because if you keep doing it. Now you introduce me to something I haven't seen before, I'm gonna struggle with it at first. And I might struggle with it for a while before I get used to it. Because I'm used to this one thing. And now I got these two things that I'm now used to that I gotta get used to, multiple things now. And you add another thing and another thing. And all these things that you add to what you haven't been exposed to at one point in your life to now this point in your life can become challenging for people. So when we gotta give people grace and understand just how the human mind works, just how a lot of stuff works, our responses to things will be different. I'm just not a toxic person, so my first response isn't a toxic response. Like, oh, you trash. Like, that's dismissive. You have no idea what somebody's situation is. But at the same time, it's a competitive environment. So that kind of overrules and overhauls like logic sometimes. Sometimes you lose sight of logic because arrogance is taken over. I won, therefore I'm the best, you trash. And in that moment, you don't have a sense of reality for a short period of time because that dopamine is so strong in you when you win. You won.
Yeah.
That dopamine is so strong, you have a temporary lapse of reality before it goes away and now you come back to your senses.
All right, so I wanna hit this real quick before we go. Before we bounce, I wanna say Jabhim or Jabhim, whichever one you are. I assume it's Jabhim because they keep saying Jabhim in the video. Jabhim, Congratulations. You did what you were supposed to do. I am glad to see you shine. I'm happy you did it, and you did it how everyone say you need to do it. They say you gotta play in the tournament. They say you gotta go face to face. They say you gotta show up at an offline event, and you did
Right.
all those things.
And
So
they still
congratulations to you. You
right.
beat him how all of these people in the FGC say you gotta beat him, because apparently online don't matter, even though every single clip we see
It's online.
online. But I digress. You did everything they told you to do. And what I mean is non-specific they, meaning like whenever you talk about winning, they're like, oh, well, you didn't win a tournament. Oh, you didn't beat nobody important. Well, you beat Tokido. He's important. You went to a tournament. That's important. It was offline. That's important. All of these things, you did all those. So thank you, sir. Good show. You did amazing. Your Chun-Li is on point, and you have hit higher heights that some people will never ever see in gameplay. So I salute you, sir. You know what I'm saying? Because you have continued through this, you have continued to help us highlight the hypocrisy of the FGC. Thank you,
Period.
sir.
I'm glad it was somebody else other than me that had to do something that I did in such a way that they did everything that they said we supposed to do, and he's still getting hate.
Yeah,
And
look at
I've
the comments.
seen the
You look at the
responses.
comments on this
I've
video.
seen the
All you
comments.
see is, oh well, Tokido, Ken ain't his best fighter.
It's every
Oh well, this
excuse
is
that they
fake.
can
This is
come
a
up with.
made up match. Oh man, Tokido wasn't even playing well. Or Drive Impact is a whack mechanic.
It was
It's like,
a
yeah, but they both
downplay,
had the same mechanic. You know
downplay,
that, right?
downplay. The same thing they did to me, same thing they doing to him. They downplay and jab him. I'm gonna
Because
say
he's
jab him because it's a fighting. It's a
yeah,
gaming in it. It makes sense to say jab him. That's a good name to have. Look, jab him is no different than me or you. He probably just as casual with this as everybody else. We're probably not going to see too much of him because this costs a lot of money to travel. He got a whole family. His family was there in the crowd cheering him on. He got a whole woman and kids. So I don't think we're going to see this dude too much. He might have a channel that we can watch, but I don't think we're going to see him physically in a lot of places because it's expensive, right? But I think he proved his point. Salute to him. And my point has been proven time and time again, but we'll let somebody else prove my point for me that, okay, so now that he did all of that and y'all still hating on him, I'm definitely not going to go out of my way to join no tournament and go participate in no tournament to prove that.
because
I'm
when
not
you were
doing it,
number
bro.
one hitman, they told you, oh well, you need to go
You
to a
ain't do this,
tournament,
so you
and we'll
do that.
finally respect you. Well, look at this man right here. All we see is people
y'all still
laughing
don't.
at him, saying that this is Tokido ain't even playing hard, or
Because
this
the
isn't even
FGC is
Tokido's best
biased.
player. You know, there's all these hyper specific ways to discredit his win. So if you tell me
He
to
got
come do
lucky.
all this stuff just so you can tell me that I only won because I don't know some magical things, then there's no reason for me to do it.
There's no reason for me to climb to the top and be the best because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let y'all have it and argue amongst yourselves. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let y'all be masters and diamond ranks and wherever ranks on all the games. Mortal Kombat, Tekken. I'm going to let you Tekken gods be Tekken gods. I'm going to let you, whatever the rank looks like on Mortal Kombat, I'm going to let y'all be y'all and argue amongst yourselves. And I'm going to have a great time over here with the rest of us who's not taking it that serious. We're going to actually enjoy the game while y'all going to be complaining about the game. Because the people who complain about the game are the people who are in God rank. The people who barely even ranking up, they don't care. They play, they have fun, they turn the game off.
Yeah.
They go to Battle Hub, they have some avatar fights. Avatar fights are probably when I tell you I have to stop playing avatar battles because it's just that fun. I gotta tell myself to stop. Let me cut this off because I've been on this thing for 2 hours. I done been in avatar battles 2 hours with them straight, just back to back to back. I'm talking about taking opponents. Just not the same guy, just I fight somebody and they quit, somebody else jump in. Like avatar battles is oh my god. That is addictive. I am enjoying myself.
So
Whereas everybody else is crying and complaining.
I wanna go to two comments from the same person on this crying and complaining, and then we'll move on to our words of wisdom. Here's it goes. Um, First comment from this person says he only won because there's 900 gimmicks in the game. Play on Street Fighter 4 and no one heard of this guy. These whack SF titles are bringing all sorts of scrubs to be pros. Quote. So
Right. See
here's
what I
the
mean?
thing.
See what I
You
mean? See what I mean?
realize
Look at
now.
that.
Look, he did. Y'all said come on, come offline. He did that. He said y'all say come to a tournament. He did that. Y'all said play the best people. He did that. Now all of a sudden there's gimmicks in the game, but the gimmicks aren't only for him. If they are gimmicks, they're not
Right.
only for him. They're for both of y'all to use.
And just
So
because Tokido
Takedo
didn't
had
use
the
them,
same gimmicks,
and he
but
didn't use them.
and my favorite there's a response that I love for. So they said he only won because there's 900 gimmicks. Then this person also said the only reason no one heard of Jabhim but have heard of Tokido is because Tokido is a Street Fighter 4 legend. The only reason you hear of people like Jabhim, Big Bird, Punk, and all these other unknown scrubs is because they're playing on easy mode Street Fighter, which needs no skill. Street Fighter 4 has S1 frame links and no gimmicks like SF5 and Trash 6. He barely beat Tokido in an easy mode game. If this was Street Fighter 4, Jabhim would have been washed. Everyone would have been quiet. Now, all right. Now, peep this. Once again,
Mm-hmm.
everything was better yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, everything was better. If this was yesterday, if this was just, and then look, everybody's a scrub, right? This is all easy mode. Well, you realize Tokido is also playing on the easy mode game, right? So then there's both easy. So everybody easy. So we equal. It's an equal playing ground. It's easy for Tokido. It's easy for Jabhim. So
I said this was gonna level the playing field, didn't I?
So
Street Fighter 6.
So the best response to him says, adapt or die. That's it. And I love it. Because y'all, man, people be killing me on this. Oh well, if this was yesterday, y'all just because this you realize when we get to Street Fighter 10, people will be saying that, oh well, you should have played Street Fighter 6. Because Street Fighter 6, that was the one. Oh,
I
that
would
was
have
the
drive
best.
impacted him, but see, we don't have drive impact no more.
See, we should. Oh, if I would have pulled out my V trigger, like, man, man, y'all are so full of it. FGC, y'all be killing me, man. This why I don't rock with y'all. They be like, yo, man, why I can't get on your show? Because y'all whack. And then the ones that I do invite on my show, y'all be ghosting me, y'all disappear and stuff. So I just be like, all right, man, look, do your thing.
Because they come in to be toxic. That's why. Like if a person ghosting you, it's because they being toxic. They know they on some BS. So it's like, all right, well, you know what I'm saying? Let me, sometimes guilt setting in, whatever. It's like, end of the day, you're not coming on the mic to be toxic, right? For what? Because last time I checked, NERDSoul don't need to be toxic to give you. NERDSoul give you. He don't need to be toxic, grimy, and
I'm not in here for the tea and stuff like that.
He don't have to be shock jockey in order to get some views. Like that's not nerd. That's not what we doing over here.
So I'm gonna throw it to Open Mind right now. Hit us with your words of wisdom, my good sir.
Words of wisdom, man. Y'all
for
listen.
The FGC before we get up out of here. And where can they find you?
Y'all have fun, bro. Like I say this from the bottom of my heart. I'm not being funny at all. I'm not even being sarcastic. Like, have fun. It's a video game. You're supposed to be having fun. Stop trying to be the best in the world. Stop trying to be the best. Stop trying to be the top. Just play. Right? If you're playing, you're gonna rank up. This is what happens when you go into ranked matches on any video game you play. If you play consistently, and consistently doesn't mean every day, just don't let too much time go by without playing. And if you go into ranked match and you take 100 fights, out of those 100, you probably win 50 of them or 60 of them or 40 of them or whatever. You're gonna rank up inevitably because you're playing. So if you're not ranking up, it doesn't matter. Really, it doesn't matter. Because even in the loss, you're still learning concepts and setups and just mechanics and just things that you didn't know before. Even if it's making you mad, nobody knows you're mad but you. Your opponent don't know that. They can't see you in your room. They can't see you in your little space that you sit in when you play your game. So if you are visually upset after a loss or after something that didn't go your way on a video game, you still learned something in that moment. All right, I can't do this, or I need to do that in that moment. And when those moments come back again for you, remember the moment that pissed you off and apply the knowledge. And you can, and then you'll get the fun back, right? In other words, we don't even, let's not lose sight of the fun aspect of gaming, because this toxicity is not fun. That's my words of wisdom. Holla at your boy Open Mind, spell it with a Y on Twitter, on Open Mind, spell it with a Y on YouTube.
And my words of wisdom for y'all is be like the nature of water. You know what I'm saying? Let those emotions wash over you, but then let them go. Don't hold on to them joints. Just let them go.
No, bro. No, it's a video game. It's not that serious.
Thank you. So, NERD, SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. Into the next drive rush, into the next drive impact, into the next belly flop from Zangief. This is us to you saying peace.
Peace.